Hi everybody, Jenny Green here, and this whole big old road trip we've been doing is just so that we could end up here in Cottage Grove, Oregon, because my husband's grandma, Bernice Raymond, passed away. She's 92 years old, so we had all these loads set up just so we could end up here in front of her house where Jason spent his childhood kind of hanging out with his grandma. So it was her funeral today. We just got done and drove by the house in the truck, and okay, I'm totally gonna cry because Jason's gonna tell this story about how, so here's Jason's big old truck. So are you gonna cry? Just tell me about how your grandpa,
Not sure why I'm on that camera.
for the kids.
Okay. Yeah, this is where my grandma grew up. This is the first place I ever lived 45 years ago. And this is where my grandpa parked his big logging truck. His truck he's the only semi-truck driver I've ever known, I think, in my whole life. So I remember when I was 3 or 4 years old, my grandpa would park here after a long day of logging in the Oregon mountains, and I would run out the front door just to blast his air horn and make all the neighbors mad. I would just lay on the horn, and later he's like, I just don't think the neighbors like that too much. But he still let me do it. He would sit right inside the front door there and in his recliner and read the paper, and my grandma would take care of him and nurture him and feed him dinner.
Did he have like a TV tray or
He had
something?
a little TV tray that he would eat on.
So he didn't like sit at the
Yeah.
table, he just sat.
No, I think I don't remember him ever sitting at the table. He always sat in his recliner and ate on the tray. Remember running around the yard with a garden hose trying to get my grandma wet. And yeah, taking a bunch of pictures out here. And the second window over is my grandma's bedroom. And when we had a full house and all the bedrooms, my grandma and grandpa slept in different bedrooms actually. So I got to sleep with my grandma when we were visiting, and I would kick her at night, so she would roll up a blanket and place it in between us so she wouldn't get kicked all night. And then I remember waking up with her, and she would share stories about thunderstorms that I slept through the night before. I remember game boards and card games, and lots of pot roast dinners and cinnamon rolls that she would make for us. She was quite the nurturer. There's a huge basement underneath the whole house where we played ping pong and played darts on the back of the door that led down into the basement. So I ran around this yard my whole childhood.
Such a beautiful street too, Cottage Grove, Oregon. Bernice moved out here with her husband from Utah in 1949, and a couple of years later, in about 1953, they built this pretty house. And this is like our ancestral home. It's even sad for me to kind of, like, this is your last drive away from Grandma's house, all the memories that you've made here. So that is it. Funeral's over. Our truck run is over. We have one big load of steel plates to deliver somewhere south of Salt Lake City. So we're gonna honk this horn one last time for Grandpa Raymond and say goodbye to Jason's childhood. On to the future and better things. I love you. Let's kiss on camera. Okay, that's it. Peace, love, and health, y'all. Thanks for watching. Mwah.